Hi, everybody. It's take 2 here. I hope everybody is doing well. I wanted to get on real quick because I just felt, just wanted to share some things that came through today. I just got back from a walk because I had been feeling that collective sadness again. It comes every once in a while, you know. I have some things to be sad about, but, you know, it kind of came bigger. I was thinking, you know, when you can start to really pick up on the issues and concerns that people have at this time, it's really just a tough time. But what makes me feel better, and I see a lot of it on social media, like, I just feel so sad, like, what's happening? Like, I just woke up and there was like a feeling in the air. We all know that feeling. And we all have to recognize that it's a real feeling. It's not just us. It's not just our internal things that we're dealing with. We are picking up because we are literally energetically connected to everybody on this planet. Some of the connections are super close. The people that I've never met not a billion miles away, but miles and miles away, not so much. But I'm connected to my network of people, friends, family, through heart connections, like heartfelt connections. Those people are connected to people. Those people are connected to people, and that's how we're all connected. Ooh, I explained a very hard concept, quite simply. We're all connected. So it's important, our state of mind, our well-being, the peace we may or may not have in our heart. Actually, our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's all interconnected, guys. That's why I feel it is so important to work on yourself, especially if you're in a bad place. Well, we should always be working on ourselves, I suppose. Trying to be good people, I guess, be kind to each other. I mean, it can be real. Can we just be kind to each other? What's happening here? Somebody's gonna have to start doing some splaining. And I mean splaining now. I have some thoughts. I tend to, when I want to learn about something, whether, you know, judged as good or bad, hopefully no one's judging it. I used to judge myself about it, but I go full into something. And I have to start with religion because that's where I started. I've been very hesitant to talk about religion. And that's one of those things I'm like, if I'm holding myself back, we're not wanting to talk about something for fear that somebody's going to be like, because a lot of people I've talked to a lot of people who don't say how they really feel on Facebook for fear of being lashed out at. So I'm like this. Here's what I'm going to say. You can lash out, and I'm not going to lash back. That's the thing. I think people are expecting an argument. I think I've argued with people for too long. This is an opportunity for anyone, but especially those people. I see so many people who are like, I'm a light worker, and then I'm like, really? Okay. Well, maybe I'm not a light worker. I don't want to identify with those. I don't want to identify with labels. Everyone wants a label too. I'm like, I use the term empath a lot because I know a lot of people identify with that. I just happen to think everybody is an empath. I think we've covered up all of our intuitive gifts, and empathy is an intuitive muscle that needs to be worked to open up your ability to be compassionate. And to any kind of other abilities that we have more abilities. We have more senses. It's like it's that sixth sense that we talk about, sort of. Anywho, I'm listening to some good music. It's a chanting of a Ganesh. Ganesh is a Hindu god who removes all obstacles. It's a great little mantra, though. And we won't go too far down that path. But suffice it to say, religion and spirituality. I did I guess you'd call it spirituality thing. I had a guru and everything and really tried to follow that path. I was trying to be, like many people, just trying to be a better person. Trying to embrace new ideas that resonated with me. You know, when things stop resonating, especially I believe your religion isn't helping you to be a better person. If your religion isn't helping you to be kind and loving, I think most of the religions, isn't that what at least a side effect should be? I mean, what is the goal here? Are you anything at all to get to heaven? What's the goal? Maybe I've missed the goal, the actual purpose of religion. I'm really tired of seeing people being mean to people. and then calling themselves Christian or whatever religion. I see a lot of Christian. That's why I'm in the United States and the Bible Belt right now. So yeah, I wonder about that. I wonder, like, if that's, if you've just gotten into some argument with somebody and you're doing it every day, or you're fighting with somebody at home, or you're fighting with a relative, how is the religion just supposed to give you, I think at the end of the day, maybe it's just supposed to help you have peace of mind and find a paradigm within which you can navigate this world. Some people, I was one of them, I needed more than that. Like, it's not like I'm moving outside. I'm experiencing things. Let's put it this way. I'm experiencing things in my own life that none of this explains, and nobody seems to be able to explain it to me. So, you have to go out on your own at some point. And I love that book, the Brene Brown book, Braving the Wilderness. Somebody turned me on to her just last year, and I'm not all into her, but I read that book, and it's kind of in line with everything I'm saying, more of she takes all the religion and spiritual words out and keeps it real. How can I be a better person, live a good life? If you haven't read that book, it's really good. And it's about being able to, go on your own. If you're having experiences and, like, you're trying to, like, be in these groups and, go to church, but nobody at church is talking about it, and then when I try to talk about it, it's kind of, like, put down as, I don't know. I haven't been to church for a while. I don't know. But even, I'll say, within the spiritual community, my spiritual journey moved from, like, for kind of 25 years, I was kind of like, oh, I have this guru, and I was really into it for a while. Like, kind of like you were with church. Like, sometimes you're like, I'm going to go to church, be a good person, read my Bible, or whatever. And I don't really know my Bible, but when I was in elementary school, this is what they used to do, y'all. People need to see, like, times have changed, and it can be good or it can be bad. Like, we can get mad about it, or we can just be like, wow, isn't that interesting how things have changed? Like, for me, I'm just fascinated at the change of it all and how people respond to these changes. But we had something called Bible Release when I was in elementary school. And a bus would come by once a week. I mean, you joined so you can get out of school. Come on now, nobody joined because I'm like, oh, nobody was interested in religion in elementary school. You just did what your parents did. That's it. That is it. So we got sent once a week to a church, and we learned Bible verses. And, I'm competitive, so I will memorize a Bible verse. I don't know what it means. It makes no sense to me, but I've got it memorized. I have a lot of, like, odd things like that memorized. Anywho, but I'm glad I did. It's a neat experience, but, at the end of Bible Release, not at the end of it, but, like, it was like one of the things, if you memorize things, you got little prizes, like you bookmark. You know how kids love the prizes, but the ultimate prize was like a week of free camp. I got my week of free camp, Camp Joyelle. I know some of you guys remember that. Anyway, I kind of just did it, like, they're like, do you accept Jesus into your heart, your own personal savior? I don't know, I'm 10. Yes? It seems like I should say yes. I'm going to say yes. So, who knows? But those that are outside of religion have a hard time, like, even discussing it with people. So I got into this spiritual thing, and then I think I've mentioned before, there's a lot of spiritual groups on Facebook. Kind of just, I don't even know how you define spirituality. People who are into personal growth. There's some people that get all into, like, they want to talk more about aliens and whatever floats your boat. I like aliens, I guess. But what I've noticed is that we're all kind of, the spiritual group is just another permutation, I'll say. It's just another paradigm, just like the religion is a paradigm. Some of the spirituality, some of the, I don't know what you'd even call them. There are paradigms. Paradigms is just, to me, it's like a set of beliefs. And they all work together, and they provide a nice framework for you to kind of make sense of life. When things happen, oh, well, Mercury's in retrograde, that's why, And that's okay, and people make fun of it, but guess what? Some people, that helps them, like, make sense of their lives. We have to accept that, like, somebody can have their path. I'm like, you know what? You want Mercury retrogrades happen. I am not talking to anybody. You have your things. We have to learn to accept other people's things, and maybe instead of making fun of them, try to find the commonality with what you believe in. Because I believe that the religious folk, of which I am a part of that because it was part of me. I can't just say I ditch it. Some of the stuff I still believe in. Not all of it. I think the Bible is something that it's something just, well, anything can be, that everything is like this. It can be interpreted so many ways. And what I've learned on the spiritual path, on this path that my journey, I won't even say it's a spiritual path. It's just a journey of self-discovery and getting me back to self-love, which is what we're all trying to get back to. We look for it in other people. Got to find it in ourselves first. We look for the love of our life in everybody we meet, especially when we're young. Like, do you like me? Like me. Are you cute? I'm cute. Let's be cute. You gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself the way you would love, the most wonderful lover. You gotta love yourself, and also in the same way that you would love an innocent child, especially in that way, because that way, usually the innocence of a child merits unconditional love. You're not hard on a baby. Come on, baby, hurry up and grow. Dang, I'm not taking care of you until you can talk. Or, I'm being completely harsh and ridiculous. But we don't give, and my friend Bethany mentioned this, it made me smile. It's such a good way to describe unconditional love. And we get it from babies. I don't know if we give it to our children. I think we try to, and I think it gets blocked by all of our own pain. So we give them the love as best we can through that pain, through that unhealed emotional pain that I'm always talking about. It's because you don't realize it's there, and that's why I'm saying it. And maybe I need to frame it in another way. I don't want to be trying to tell people, you have a problem, fix it. But be willing to look. It is so hard to see yourself, and you have to kind of be able to look at yourself like you're watching a movie. If you do anything, like forget trying to meditate and whatever, if you can meditate, great. I found it very hard to meditate, and I did a lot of meditating, or attempts at meditating over many years. And for me, it's more just about getting open and clear. And I'll say, I've used this phrase, just becoming a clear channel for that source energy. Like, I view it as source energy. Some people view it as God. They just say God. And I'm like, I don't care what you think. I'm saying God. God. Some people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I believe in myself. I believe in nature. People that are just more like, the physical reality that we see that's it for them. And that's okay, too. Just stop making fun of it. We need to stop belittling people for their, I think we could literally classify it into three groups. There's these religious, there's the more spiritual, and then there's people I guess they're atheists. I don't know. I explored atheism a little bit, not really. Only at the times where I'm like, I don't believe in anything anymore. Those moments of your life where you're like, ah! We all have them. So, I didn't take any notes for what I was going to say, but it was really about just how we navigate the times right now. That was really where it started, with this idea that to be, I'm going to put it out there, multi-dimensional. We're evolving. We're evolving, everybody. We're always evolving, of course. But we're evolving into, I believe, better human beings, and we can get there quicker if we can work on our emotional health. We have to prepare our kids for the things that come up. If I was like, what could I do to my younger self? What could I say or do that would have helped any? Because if I can figure that out, I'm gonna tell my kid. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do the exact same thing my mom did. I wanna fix the things that may have been broken. Do you know what I mean? That's a gift and an opportunity when you have a child. It really is. A child helps you see it better because they put it in your face. They allow you to reenact your own childhood. If you can look at it like that, you can start to see the world differently. You can start to view things from a more positive mindset. You can continue to view it from those lower, I'm going to call them lower consciousness, lower energies. You can get sucked into that feeling, that anger, that angst about politics. Republicans, Democrats, Trump, it's all his fault. That energy that you are in is down here. It's okay to be in it. We're human beings. But what you have to learn to do is bring it back up as fast as you can. That to me is navigating dimensions in this physical world. The ability to be able to like have someone come at you with, on your Facebook page, maybe you love Trump. You posted something and people just jumped on it. Basically, I mean, like we're to the point now where we're like making the poster of some sort of villain. I'm like, you know what? That's just not right. I don't care how much you disapprove or dislike of what you think someone has done. Because most of you just, I don't know anybody firsthand that actually knows our president or has any interaction with him at all. You know what I mean? So talk to me when you've done that, or have some more reliable sources than just what is put out for you every day by the news. We have to start being more discerning of the information that is being put in front of us. We have to start listening to ourselves. You don't have to even listen to me. I would like you to, though. Maybe get your brain going a different way. We are stuck in a pattern of our own, within our own life. I know I was, and it wasn't until I started seeing those patterns. Look for your patterns in your life. Where are the patterns where you're just like, here we go again? When you say here we go again about anything, you are stuck in a loop or a pattern of some sort and need to move beyond it. Because by not being able to move beyond it, it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you closed off. And that is the one thing about growth and about, excuse me, what I call consciousness. Maybe I'm defining it too vaguely, but when you start growing, you don't tend to become closed-minded. You tend to become more open-minded. And I don't know if that scares people or what. I think people are very comfortable in their pain and in their sadness and anger. That's where we all come together to commiserate. We come down, let me jump down into that negative energy so I can moan and groan with everybody, because that right now is the only place I'm feeling any satisfaction or connection with people. Let's stop connecting through this pain, please. Can you meet me up in the joy and abundance levels of consciousness? Let's go up there. We need to start understanding what abundance means, and that's, you know me, bring it around, Kath. There were several points to be made, and I am making them. I'm coming around. That Forever Conscious article talked about abundance, and it asked, like, what does abundance mean to you? Because it usually just mean like money. I'm like, hello, abundance. But abundance also means an abundance of anything. And what do we see? To me, what is most abundant that brings me joy instantly is nature. And that's why I took myself out for a walk this morning. I was like, woo, come on, nature, suck up the bad vibes for me. Let's do an exchange here. I always feel better when I take a walk. So if you haven't gone outside, please go outside.